Rumley, Dade County Executive Ted Rumley, who, by the way, has not been here in the last couple of weeks. Welcome back there, Commissioner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had meetings and different things going on, you know. But I think Robert Goff,
Yes.
I think he done a pretty good job filling in. And I think Alex or Kerry, you did the other one for me, I think.
Alex.
Yeah, Alex did. Yeah. But
well, welcome back,
yeah.
and good morning, and welcome to October.
Yep, it's here. I tell you, times really went by fast this year. Been a lot happening. Lots happening. There's a lot left to happen, you know, with the elections coming up and all that. So it's going to be an interesting year, you know, come January. You know,
Absolutely.
to look back on. Yeah.
Well, I guess we've been getting updates and things that are going on. We're getting into fall now. The Lookout Lake Dam project getting close to completion.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we hope to make our last pour next week on the top of the box. They made 2 pours this week on the wall, the outside walls, and I was up there yesterday, and they were forming the top deck, and so we do that. And once we do that, it'll be dirt work there, you know, going all the way through, you know, building the road back up and getting the dam finished up, you know, to turn traffic back. So hopefully, you know, in the next few weeks we'll get that road back open, get it going. Yeah.
The yesterday, you and I both attended a celebration, a retirement celebration.
Jane Moore, and I tell you, she's been here many years. You know, 40 years. That's a long time, you know, especially for a public official. You know, that's several terms there. You know. And,
I would think that she probably holds the record in Dade County.
Well, in Dade County, I know she does,
Yeah.
and in the state, she's tied. You know, there's one other person that's
Wow.
that's a county official anyway. That's held the office that long, and or in the tax commissioner world anyway. But that's just a long time. She dedicated the better part of her life, you know, to Dade County. You know, and she done a good job.
Seen a lot of changes in 2 or 3 different offices.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right. She has, and fortunately, you know, we've got her daughter Angie. She's been by her side for I don't even know how long. Angie's been here a long time with her, and the transition is just real smooth. I mean, there's nothing. Angie's already trained, ready to go, and so there'll just be another day, you know, when they open back up, you know, when Angie takes over. So that's a good thing, and it's a good thing for the taxpayers too, because I tell you what, you invest a lot of money in people when you have an elected official or whatever leave the office to come back just for training to get those people back, you know, to where they can do their job. So that's another good thing, you know. But we're going to miss Jane. She's been real easy to work with, you know, come budget time, and she's always been one of those elected officials that watch out for your tax dollar. You know, she tries to do everything she can to spend her money wisely. So we're gonna miss her, no doubt.
Absolutely. 40 plus years. I think she was telling me yesterday when she worked before she ran for office. I think about 42, almost 43 years total.
Yep. She was hired by Betty Rogers.
Yes.
Originally, Betty Rogers hired her, and then she actually went to work for John Bradford. And then when John ran for probate, he was our tax commissioner for a while. When he ran for probate judge, and he talked Jane into running for the tax commissioner, and that was in, I think it was 83, I believe is what it was.
84, she took office, I believe, January 1, 1985.
Yeah. So somewhere. So it's been a long.
I read on your proclamation yesterday.
Yep.
I read that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that long time in public office and public servants for too. And on a political note, she was elected as a Democrat, and with her stepping away and retiring, Dade County now has made a full circle and does not have a Democrat elected. They're all Republicans.
Yep. Yeah, she was the last Democrat. That's right. I hadn't thought about it. Yeah, that way.
Yeah. And that has come full circle, you know, in the last 40 years, I guess, or 30 plus years.
But what you got to realize, you know, just you know, like Angie, and she feels the same as I know. But you know, when you're elected, whether you're Democrat or Republican, you represent everyone. You represent libertarians. You represent everyone in the county. You got to equally, and you don't treat anyone different. You know, I know I don't, and I know that Angie will not, because Jane never did. It didn't matter when she came in, if you were a Republican or a Democrat. You know, she treated you just exactly, you know, the way that she should. You know, and and that's what it's got to be, And if not, we'll look at what's going on in our national news and all that stuff. I mean, they just fight. No one wins. The people lose, So, but I feel good. I feel good about. I hate that Jane left, but I feel good that Democrat or Republican. I'm glad that Angie's there. To take the place.
Yeah. Coming up tonight, of course, is the October meeting, and this is
right.
It does fall every now and then on the first day.
That's correct.
Of the month. So commission meeting later on tonight, 6 o'clock for the work session.
Yeah.
Anything that you I do know earlier today you're going to have a bid opening for ambulance service.
Yeah, we'll have a month or so here to cut out for us to look at because the contract with our existing provider is over the 5 years. Actually, it's been over for a while, and it's time to bid it out and get some just to look at some numbers, and we've had I think 3 so far turn a bid in, 2 or 3, and I think we had 5 show interest in it. So we'll open those today, and we'll just mention that tonight. There's not going to be a lot of discussion because we don't until there's a lot to that. You don't just open it. You got to look at their credentials.
And Walker had done a similar bid opening over I think about 3 weeks ago.
They did.
And I got to watch that bid opening process. I think they had 5 or 6. But one thing I guess it's always good to mention as far as the county governments are concerned, it's hard to believe, but ambulance service is not a requirement for the county to provide.
No,
that's kind of hard to believe, but
it's
not one of the mandates that you as a commission has to provide for the citizens.
It's not something you have to provide, but it's a necessity that you have to have.
Absolutely. I can't hardly believe it. It's not, but it isn't.
Yeah, it's one of the things that you really don't have to fund. There's a lot of things that we take for granted in the county that really you don't have to fund. Like. Even our senior vans and all that stuff. It's not, this is stuff but it's a necessity in our day. The way we live, you've got to have it. You've got to have it.
Absolutely.
And but we're gonna be looking these things over here in the next month or so, and we'll hopefully we'll have a person come in or a company that will be close or compatible to our budgeted money that we budget every year.
Well, let me also add that because I know we were talking about 40 years ago with Miss Moreland, Dade County did operate their ambulance service.
That's right.
But to operate an ambulance service today, you're looking at several $1 million.
You're looking
to be able to provide adequate services here in Dade County. If you had to do it on your own, it would be a $2 to $3 million probably. Exactly. Investment.
The liability is just out of the swirl. The liability, especially a private provider, if they tried to do that, a lot of your big companies are they're self-insured. They actually the larger companies, and but it would be. I'm not saying it'd be impossible, but it would really be hard to do
the
that
amount. And you and I have talked about this, and of course that's my background in being in that. And a lot of people don't realize, and I know that you do. But it takes 2 ambulances in Dade County to run every ambulance call. And you may look and say, well, why?
Yeah, it
does. Here's why. Here's why. It takes 2 because the minute that first call goes out and you've got an ambulance responding, you have to have a second ambulance ready to respond to another emergency.
That's right.
So it actually takes 2 ambulances to run every call.
That's right. And it's something, that's something when you make that call, you want to feel safe and feel sure that the help's on the way, and that is, even though it's not a mandatory thing, as far as funding, it's something that we want to be sure that people feel safe, when they make that call.
Absolutely.
And so that's why it's so important. We look and make sure that we make the right decision on what companies in this county.
Anything else that you can see would be coming up tonight at the commission?
No, we've got one thing that there's not any really massive things happening. I mean, as far as this season, we've got there's some I think a SPLOST approval. We've got I think a water company that's going to be there. They need some more money on a project that they're doing down south of here. But one thing I want to mention, it's a lot of people. You kind of take advantage. you take for granted that our 911 service, where you pick a phone up and you're in a hurry, you dial 911. Well, okay, you're gonna get someone on that line to help you. Well, it's not been a whole lot. Too many years ago, we didn't have that. We didn't have the advantage. And we've got a fellow that I know, Evan, you're the one that kind of brought this up and kind of helped us on this, and Alex too. But we've got a fellow we're going to honor tonight, and it's not a surprise. We've already told him to make sure he'll be there. But he is the first young man at that time that actually designed our first 3-digit 911 call, where you could actually pick that phone up and dial a 3-digit number and say, "Look, I'm in need. I need an ambulance." And it's Brian Page.
A lot of people know Brian.
They know Brian from school, from Dade County. He's retired from the phone company, and he's had 40 years there at the phone company. And but and they're trying to find the original old switchboard little box.
It was a device that set in the old jail.
Yeah.
There, and he built that. It was a 3-digit access to 911, 3-digit access to the 462, 398, and 657 exchanges.
Tell them how it worked, because you told me, and that's amazing. You were dispatched.
Amazing. And the phone that they built, where you could pick up, if you had one of those 3 exchanges, you could dial 911, and it would ring into the jail there, and your number would display. And when the display come across, we had this, and for those of you on radio, this huge, thick, wide, the old computer books, if you've ever seen any of them, and we had every number in Dade County that the Trenton Telephone Company had. So when the number came up, we could go and look for that number, and we could tell what that address was for that phone. And so you had to manually do that. But Brian was, along with Mr. Tatum, they worked, and Brian designed that first, and then they redid it in the early 90s. But as we were the first in the entire region to have that 3-digit access, where you could pick up the phone and call 911, and somebody on the other end in emergency services could pick that up. It's quite an accomplishment, but we've come a long way.
Oh yeah, that's a big deal. I can remember when that was amazing. But anyway, we're going to.
So that's
he designed it. Yeah, he's the one that. But we did a resolution honoring him tonight, and he's supposed to be there. And I want to remind you, our meeting is at 6 o'clock, and we'll go into our work session is, and we go to 6 o'clock. We'll go into 7 to our meeting. We'll go immediately into our meeting, but we are still social distancing. The governor did re-sign his executive order, so we are still social distancing, and ask people to wear masks. Please, if you come, we'll have our seating just like it's been. We've got I think we can hold, 12, 14 people, something like that.
12.
Yeah, and we'll do everything we can to accommodate people, but we're trying to hold these meetings, open as we possibly can. But there again, our numbers are not going down. It's just something that we need to know. Keep in our minds that this is not going away. This is still real, and until the governor, relieves some of his executive order, I don't know when we'll go back to normal, especially with winter here. They're looking for things to get worse. So,
one of the things too, as far as the governor's executive order, he has to keep extending that, because once he relinquishes it, he relinquishes a lot of extra power that the assembly has put on him to get us and guide us through this pandemic. So he has to continue it to be able to have the authority to make decisions that would require technically him calling the session back together.
That's right.
So
in case of an emergency, like that.
So he's continuing that to be able to keep us in the to have him the ability to be able to make those decisions without calling. I guess it would be similar to like you can make certain decisions, but if you had an emergency, you'd have to call an emergency meeting of the county commission within 24 hours to be able to make those decisions. Well, as you can imagine, it would be hard to do that for the assembly. Harder than it would take to get your other 4 commissioners here.
That's no doubt about that. But we will have our Thursday update today at 3 o'clock. If you want to tune into that, I'll give you the latest numbers there, COVID numbers, and got some other things I'm going to report on. But that's at 3 o'clock. And then, like I said, our work session will start tonight at 6, and so everyone's invited. I just, if we have, we try to get as many people in the room as we can, but we're going to be enforcing the 6 foot distancing. So.
And KWN always streams that.
Yeah, we'll be
That's
streaming
right. Yeah,
the
you
meeting,
can
so
you can
watch
sit
it,
right there in your living room and watch it. And,
on KWN News Now.
yeah.
We'll be streaming that meeting tonight.
That's true.
It's starting at 6 o'clock. So for those of you that want to watch and want to find out what is going on with the government, maybe want to watch Brian. A lot of people know Brian here in the community.
That's true.
That'll be at 6 o'clock tonight. We'll have it on KWN News Now on our Facebook.
That's
site.
correct. That's correct.
Well, Commissioner, give us how they get in touch with
If you
you.
have any questions, my number is 667-8999. That's 423 area code 667-8999. Our commissioners' numbers, other commissioners, are very easily to find. They're online as mine with our website. And just call us if you have anything that we can help you with or any questions. And if you don't have the answer, we'll get it for you pretty quick. And just appreciate everyone working with us throughout the years. And we'll talk to you today at 3 o'clock, and also we'll see you tonight at 6 o'clock.
All right. Dade County Executive Ted Rumley in the studio on the Newsmaker segment here on KWN.